Hey everyone, what is going on? So we're doing more battles, more Go Battle League battles, and we're getting into the really difficult opponents. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait. We're going to aim for rank 10. That is the highest rank. So we're beginning with Alolan Raichu, and we do have the Bastiodon lead, so we're going to charge up a little bit and then switch out into my Azumarill. Now I was expecting a switch, but he decides to stay in, perhaps not having an answer to Azumarill. That's basically what it told me, so that's really good for me. So I am just going to charge up, and I go straight for that Hydro Pump, because I know that he doesn't know if I have Hydro Pump or not. You know, he still survives it, but it does a lot of damage, so I'm really happy he let it go through, to be honest with you. So we feint the Bastiodon, and by the way guys, I am using, for the first 5 battles, I am using Alolan Raichu, Azumarill, and Skarmory, and for the next set of battles I will go back to the Team Deoxys, Azumarill, and Registeel. I just want to, I'm not going to lie, I just want to win, so I want to use teams that I'm familiar with. However, other people have been suggesting more teams, and there's actually another Pokemon I really want to use, Swampert, because I've been losing to quite a bit of Swamperts. These are later videos, so yeah, I definitely want to add that onto my team. But regardless, we're not going to jump ahead. We're going to talk about these battles. I do have my Skarmory now against his Altaria, so we're going to go ahead and be able to take any attack. We could take the Sky Attack with ease. We're going to be able to do so. We do get to that Sky Attack, and we're going to get it off against this Altaria. Missed a bubble, so that's unfortunate, but that's okay. We're up 2 shields, so that's fantastic for us, and I am proud to announce that there is absolutely no lag in these videos. I think I maybe lagged a little bit on one of them, but it didn't really affect anything, I don't think. But either way, we actually feint, but that's okay because we have an Alolan Raichu, and we have energy and 2 shields. So he brings in Medicham, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and go for these Thunder Punches. It's going to do a lot of damage because Alolan Raichu is really strong. And we're just going to go back-to-back Thunder Punches. We have 2 shields. We can shield whatever he throws at us. Even if it's a power-up punch, we're going to shield it. As you can see, we're going to shield right now. No need to get risky. Obviously, we have to shield. It's going to be an Ice Punch. That would have knocked us out. Even if it didn't, his counters would have. So we're able to win game 1. So very well played to my opponent. Very difficult matches in these games. These are definitely high-level players. We are currently ranked 7 as of right now in these videos. So let's see who my next opponent is, and that was fantastic. Fantastic plays on my opponents, and so we're just waiting to see. Actually going to be the same exact person. So from what I understand, the later ranks you get, like 7, 8, 9, 10, you sometimes run into multiple opponents over and over and over again. Maybe that's because not many people are that high of a rank. I'm not really too sure what the reason is, but we actually go up against the same person. So I'm going to play this differently, because I know he knows I have Hydro Pump now because we just fought. So what I'm going to do is charge up to the Hydro Pump and go for the Ice Beam, hoping to catch the shield. And it's going to work in my favor. We do go ahead and take his shield that time. We're not going to nuke him. We're going to go for the Hydro Pump now. So if he decides to shield this, that's okay because we take both of his shields and he won't. So that's actually going to be able to knock out Bastiodon after we finish it off with Bubble. I am going to have to shield this one. And we're just going to finish it off with one more bubble and knock out that Pokemon. So we're both down a shield, but we have switch advantage. And he brings in Altaria. So I knew I could get to an Ice Punch. So this will threaten the Altaria, or it will take a shield. Yeah, it will take a shield. So it does take a shield. I was trying to get to another one. I did not use a shield because I wasn't confident enough that I could get to another one. So I allow my Azumarill to go down and just bring in my Skarmory and go to town farming them. We do resist Dragon Breath, even though it's still doing a good amount of damage because Dragon Breath is a powerful move. And we resist Sky Attack and Dragon Pulse and Dazzling Gleam. You don't see Dazzling Gleam on Altaria. It's not a good move for Altaria compared to the other two, but it's an option and we still resist it. But he's also bulky and he takes it. So it's honestly not the greatest matchup in the world. You can see how much damage we're taking. So much damage we actually have to use a shield. So it's really not a one-sided game. It's not like we could farm down Altaria, but I'd rather be the Skarmory against the Altaria anyway. So I am going to go for the Sky Attack. It will do a lot of damage to him, and we actually go for another Sky Attack. We're going to actually win back-to-back. So really great games to my opponent here. Very, very good games. It's just, I guess he didn't really have an answer to my Pokemon on my team. So it's fantastic, and we do go ahead and win both of those. So we'll jump into my next opponent, who is actually going to be somebody different. So I do lead with my Alolan Raichu. Again, he leads with Swampert. Now, this is not a good matchup for me. We do have Grass Knot, but I know he knows it. Or, well, technically I don't know that, but he's probably assuming that I have it. So I am going to go ahead and switch out, hoping he doesn't have Sludge Wave. I was banking on it, and he does. I was hoping for the fact that he didn't have Sludge Wave, or the fact that he was going to try and bluff me. I didn't call it correctly. It happens sometimes. Kind of wish I shielded that, but it is what it is. So Swampert really does well against my team, especially if it has Sludge Wave. And those Hydro Cannons are just going to do even a lot to like a Skarmory. I mean, Hydro Cannon still does a lot to Skarmory. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. I mean, Hydro Cannon was nerfed, but it's still a very good Pokemon. So he actually switches into Registeel. We're going to switch into my Alolan Raichu. He gets off a charge move. I'm going to let it go through. Now, I knew we would be able to survive it because we resist it, but we're so squishy, we still take a lot of damage. I'm going to go for my Thunder Punches. We're not really in a good position at this point, but we'll just go for Thunder Punches. He will shield that, though. I wasn't expecting a shield, but it makes sense. He actually gets off another Flash Cannon. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. So that would have knocked us out. So we do get to a Thunder Punch, and we're going to hit that Registeel. And he is not going to shield that one. Totally fine. I'm hoping I can get to another Thunder Punch before he can get to a Flash Cannon. I wasn't sure. We do get to it. So let's see. Will he let Registeel go down, or will he use a shield? What do you think? He'll use a shield. So I actually switched to catch the Flash Cannon, so my Alolan Raichu stays alive. We were playing from behind. I was trying to come back. So I was thinking of trying to farm this down, but I got nervous that he would get to like a Focus Blast. I probably could have farmed him down. I think that was a mistake. I believe I could have farmed him down because he had just used his energy, right? So definitely a mistake on my end. I should have committed to farming him down, but that's okay. I should have went for it. I believe I could have gotten it, but I just got too nervous. I just clicked on the Sky Attack immediately. He'll hit me with the Sky Attack and knock me out. Actually, he doesn't knock me out. I survive with like 1 HP, and we get off a Sky Attack. So that will go into Altaria. I'll switch into my Alolan Raichu. And then I still have my Skarmory. It's weak, and it's just going to go down. So he's going to go ahead and take that one. And those were fantastic games, so thank you for the battles. I really do appreciate it. We'll jump into my next round opponent, and let's see what she's got going. We'll lead with Alolan Raichu against Altaria. So this is not good for us. Dragon Breath will absolutely eat us alive. So we switch into Azumarill. And she's actually not switching out. So that tells me maybe she doesn't have a good answer to Azumarill. Let's see. She still decides to not switch out. She actually switches out in time to catch my Ice Beam. So that was a nice switch on her end. Unfortunately, I used Ice Beam at the same exact time she switched. So that's unfortunate for me. I'm going to go ahead and allow my Azumarill to go down. Or it doesn't actually go down. We actually get off a Hydro Pump. So let's go ahead and see if she wants to shield this one. Yeah, we're really not in the greatest position because that Ice Beam went into the Registeel. That's definitely not good, but it's okay. Actually, she probably could. I don't know if she could have fainted us down with Lock On before we got to Ice Beam. Probably could. I don't know. It's hard to say. So we're going to bring in Alolan Raichu and try to farm down the Registeel. We do successfully do so. So that's why I like Volt Switch. It's a powerful move. It can farm energy fast. She brings in Altaria. I switch into my Skarmory immediately, and I know Sky Attack is coming, so no shields. We're going to take that Sky Attack, and we're just going to farm up and let a Sky Attack go. So let's see. Let's see how much this does to an Altaria. It does nothing because she will shield that. Totally fine. At least we took a shield. We're still sitting on 2 shields. You guys know I like to save my shields. I'm not saying you should always do it, but there are definitely times I like to save my shields. So we're going to go ahead and actually let the Sky Attack go through. So unfortunately, she switches into Azumarill and faints me and can't get off another Sky Attack, but we're up 2 shields. So can Alolan Raichu do it? Can Alolan Raichu do it? I don't know. We're up 2 shields. We're up 2 shields. We're not going to be taking any of these attacks because we have 2 shields. So I'm going to go ahead and shield that Play Rough, and we're going to go ahead and decide to try and feint down Azumarill, and we actually do feint him down. So she does bring in Altaria, and because we have the stored energy, we could just fire back-to-back Thunder Punches. Even if she got off a Sky Attack, we still had a shield, so it didn't matter. Going for another Thunder Punch, and we're going to be able to knock out the Altaria, and we actually take that game with a shield left. So you know, I wasn't trying to save my shield until the very end, but I wanted it just in case I absolutely needed them. So I lead with my Azumel against, not my Azumel, he leads with his Azumel against my Alolan Raichu. So definitely not a good, or definitely good for me, but I'm going to switch into my Azumel after he switches into Sableye. I do not have Play Rough on my Sableye, on my Azumel. I'm sorry, excuse me guys. It's been a long day, but I also know he doesn't know that. Plus, he's still taking a good amount of damage. So going for the Foul Play, we're able to take it, and we'll go for the Ice Beam right now against the Sableye. That will not be shielded, and then we'll be able to feint down with Bubbles. So we're actually in a pretty good position. Alolan Raichu comes out though, and we're going to go for the Ice Punch. Let's see, it is a squishy Pokemon, so it's going to do good damage. It won't knock it out, as you can see. So he decides not to shield, and he's actually going to use his energy. He could have feinted me with Volt Switch, but he decides to use Thunder Punch, which is good for me. So I'll bring in my Alolan Raichu, and unfortunately now we're experiencing lag, but I don't really think it affected either of us. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Thunder Punch right now. That will be shielded. I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Skarmory. I don't shield this. That was probably a mistake. I don't know why I switched into Skarmory. I should have stayed in. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea why. And now I'm not even going to shield this, actually. So I should have stayed in with my Alolan Raichu and shielded, and then feinted the opposing Alolan Raichu. Now in comes the Azumel, and we still have 2 shields. So this is a situation where you could see having 2 shields is not good sometimes, because now he's just going to be able to feint me down with Bubbles. It doesn't matter if he gets off charge moves. We have 2 shields, but Bubble doesn't care about shield. We're going to go for the Thunder Punch, but it's not going to be enough to knock out an Azumel, not at the health it's at. We need 1 more, and we're not going to be able to get there because Bubble will feint us down. So I saved the shield. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. I shouldn't have switched into my Skarmory, or I should have shielded. Either way, we rank up to rank 8, and that's very exciting. I'm really happy about that. So we're going to jump in with my original team, Deoxys, as well as Azumel and Registeel, and let's see if we can get to rank 9. So we're going up against Swiss Banks. So let's see what we have going for us. So I lead with Deoxys. It's actually a Deoxys mirror match. So we're both just going to town. I'm just going straight for the Thunderbolt. He goes for the Rock Slide, and I know it's a Rock Slide because I'm not even at a Thunderbolt, so it can't be a Thunderbolt. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I would have taken a Thunderbolt anyway, so I'm just charging up a little bit, and then I go for my Thunderbolt. He doesn't know if it's a Thunderbolt or a Rock Slide, and he will let it go. It is obviously, as you know, a Thunderbolt. So I'm going to go ahead and take this attack. So let's see what he decides to go for. It's going to be another Rock Slide. Totally fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Rock Slide now. Maybe trying to take a shield. Let's see if he wants to win Switch Advantage. He does shield, so he does want to win Switch Advantage, but at least we take a shield. Trying to get to another Rock Slide, not able to do so. I could have shielded and got to one, but I decided not to. I decided I was okay with Deoxys going down. So I do bring in my Azumel. Now I know, obviously, I have to watch out for Thunderbolt. So we do get to the Ice Beam. And if he shields this, obviously he wants to go for the Thunderbolt. He does shield it, so he's going to go for the Thunderbolt right now. I'm actually okay with taking it because I know I could take a Thunderbolt. So as you can see, it does good damage, but I'm able to take it, and now we're able to, well, not farm down because he actually switches. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch into my Registeel. So we're actually up 2 shields, so it's looking pretty good for us. Let's see what he has. It's going to be a Play Rough, not a Hydro Pump. Doesn't mean he doesn't have Hydro Pump. He could have been trying to bluff, but you know, I feel like he would have went for Hydro Pump if he had one. I'm not really too sure though. Let's see. We're just going to farm up to another Flash Cannon. He goes for another charge move. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this because I don't want to take it just in case. It is a Play Rough, so he probably has Play Rough Ice Beam. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Flash Cannon right now, and that actually will not knock out Azumel. Azumel is super tanky. It's also neutral to Flash Cannon and not weak to it. So we're going to go ahead and take this Ice Beam. So it is Play Rough and Ice Beam. And my goal right now is just to feint him down with Lock On. And we're actually able to do it. So I'll take it. We go straight away for the Flash Cannon. I couldn't have feinted Deoxys defense down with Lock On, so I had to go for the Flash Cannon. Bastiodon comes out, and guess what, guys? We actually get to a Focus Blast. That is insanity. I did not think I would get to a Focus Blast, and it was amazing for me to see Bastiodon. So I switch in to Azumel. I have an Ice Beam ready to go. Honestly, I didn't think this would knock it out, but it does. So we do go ahead and pull that one out. So good game to my opponent. Fantastic battler. So we're going to jump into my next opponent, and she'll lead with Melmetal. I'll lead with my Deoxys. Beautiful matchup for me. She's going to get out of there immediately into Umbreon. I'm going to get out into my Azumel. Now, I know that I don't have Play Rough, but I know that she doesn't know that, and I also know, obviously, that I resist the Dark moves like Foul Play. I won't resist Last Resort. I'll also resist Dark Pulse, should she have one, but I'm assuming it's Foul Play and Last Resort. And here it is, Last Resort. Still doesn't do a lot. So as I said, I know she knows that she doesn't know if I have Play Rough or not. So I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump. She takes it. It does okay damage. It does okay damage. Nothing crazy. So because I went for the Hydro Pump, she probably assumes at this point I do not have the Play Rough, of course. So I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, which should be enough to knock out this Umbreon, in my opinion. And she'll just let it go down, which I would have as well. So she'll bring in Lantern, and this Lantern actually gives me a little bit of trouble. It's really annoying. Lantern is I actually really think is a good Pokemon for the Great League with Spark. It does get Spark now, and it's a Pokemon I do want to try out myself. So I'm going to go ahead and think about it for a little bit. I'm not really too sure. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Registeel and just charge up. Now this is a mistake. So she's going to go for a charge move. It's going to be Thunderbolt, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to end up going for the Flash Cannon. Now, I thought it would do more than it did. I knew that it was resisted, but I just thought it would do more than that. I should have went for the Focus Blast. I wasn't trying to bluff or anything. I didn't think she was going to shield, but I should have just went for the Focus Blast. So definitely a mistake on my end to go for that Flash Cannon. So I'm actually going for another one because she is super low. So I just want to get her as low as possible. And she is going to shield that one, so that's fine. And now we bring in Defense Deoxys and go immediately for the Rock Slide just to get this Lantern out of here. But she shields, so that's good for us. I am going to go ahead and follow suit and shield this one because I want to stay healthy. I don't want to lose with like 2 shields left. You know, it's never a good feeling, right? I actually double shield this, and the reason I feel comfortable doing this is because I know she has a Melmetal in the back, so we could just go to town on Melmetal after farming down Lantern. We have Counter, which is super effective to it, and Thunderbolt is doing a good amount of damage. Melmetal in the Great League is a squishy Pokemon. I knew the attacks. I was going over the attacks in my head. I knew I could take them. Rock Slide, Superpower, Thunderbolt, so I wasn't worried. So we just get off a Rock Slide. We're going to be able to finish off this Melmetal. And that is a fantastic game. So, fantastic game against my opponent. So, yeah. So, we're going to jump into another game. And guess what, guys? Let's find the opponent first. Let's find the opponent first. Let's see who it is. It's actually going to be the same woman as we just battled. So she's going to lead with the Melmetal. I'm going to lead with the Deoxys. And she's going to play a little bit differently. She's going to stick around. I thought she was going to switch into Umbreon, and as soon as I saw her switch, I was going to switch immediately into Azumel, but she decides to stick around, I guess because she wanted to play it differently, maybe see if she could win another way. Totally makes sense. I would probably do that as well. So I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. She will allow it to go through, and now we're going to go ahead and take this attack. I know I could take it. It's going to be a Rock Slide. I don't know what her other attack is. I'm assuming... Oh wait, she used Thunderbolt on us, didn't she? I think she did. So anyway, Umbreon comes in. Definitely not good for us because we are weak to Dark moves. But I am going to get off as much damage as possible against this Umbreon. And she's just going to farm me down, which is a good play. I'm not too worried about the attacks from Umbreon because we do have that Azumel. She switches into Lantern. I switch immediately. And now I'm not going to make the mistake of going for Flash Cannon again. I'm going to go for Focus Blast, which I still don't think does a lot. But obviously it's a better move. So I am going to go ahead and go for Focus Blast against the Lantern. And that actually does do good damage. So I'm actually really happy with that damage. And she's going to go ahead and go for a charge move. I will allow this one to go through. It is going to be a Thunderbolt. We could take that with Registeel. And I'm just going to charge up extra energy. Trying to bluff this time. This time it is a bluff with the Flash Cannon. Trying to take a shield. She does shield it. So we do take that shield. So that's good for us, and she will go for a charge attack. I will shield this because I do want to get to another charge attack and either knock her out or take her last shield. So we go for the Focus Blast, and let's see, is she going to shield? Is she going to allow it to go down? She will allow it to go down, so that's fine. She brings in Umbreon. I wasn't thinking I could probably get to another another Focus Blast. So I just switch into my Azumarill, and I know my Azumarill is super healthy. We could take these attacks all day long. Gonna be a foul play. We resist that, and we're gonna go ahead and just go for the Ice Beam. I'm hoping to take her last shield, so then we could charge up to like a Hydro Cannon. We do, not a Hydro Cannon, a Hydro Pump. We do take the shield, and she's gonna go ahead and go for a charge move. It's basically in the bag at this point. We don't have to worry. We could take another last resort, and I'm just gonna charge up for that Hydro Pump. And honestly, I don't know if Ice Beam would have knocked out at that range, but even if it didn't, another bubble or two would have. So I could have went for Ice Beam, but it's okay. We do go ahead and win that. So fantastic games twice in a row, and it was really nice battling you. So we're going to lead with Deoxys against Skarmory against my next opponent, and that's a beautiful shiny, which I do not have yet, unfortunately. Trexler, if you're watching this, trade me one of your 10 shinies, please. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt, and that's okay with me. That's the move I wanted to go use against the Azumarill anyway, and Skarmory, so I'm okay with that. I'm just sticking around in this matchup. He will go for the Ice Beam, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for another Thunderbolt. Now, I believe, does this knock out the Azumarill? I'm not actually sure if it does. He'll shield it anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to just charge up trying to get to another one. I'm going to shield this because I know I could get to another Thunderbolt, which will either take his last shield or his Azumarill, both of which I am satisfied with doing. So I do go for that Thunderbolt. And let's see, he will allow it to go down. So we're even shields, but we won the switch advantage. So definitely looking good. He brings in Mew, and Mew, I know Mews run Shadow Claw, but then it's like you don't know what its back moves are going to be. It could be one of anything, or two of anything. It could be Dragon Claw, it could be Wild Charge, it could be Overheat, right? It could be Psyshock. This one is a Psyshock. My brother is using one with Psyshock and Overheat. I don't know this one's second move. It could be Overheat. I think PV Poke recommends Psyshock and Overheat, so I think I was assuming that it was, but I wasn't 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Registeel against the Skarmory, and Lock-On is actually doing decent damage to it. I know we could take any of Skarmory's attacks, and it's a Flash Cannon, but Registeel has no problem with it. We're just going to charge up energy, quite a bit of extra energy, and go for the Focus Blast. Let's see if he allows it to go down. He does, so Skarmory will fall, and then Mew comes back in, and we'll just get off a Flash Cannon, 100% expecting the shield. Now, if he does have Overheat, obviously he's going to use it against my Registeel, but I'm actually okay with that because that lowers his attack, so my Azumarill can come in and do a lot of work. So it is Overheat. Lowering the attack, I guess, didn't really matter because we had a Hydro Pump ready to go, and we're going to be able to claim this Mew. So, a really good game. I do want to use Mew as well, but I'm not investing like 150 charge and fast TMs to get the moves I want. You know, I'll wait for the elite TMs to come out before I even bother with Mew. So, my last opponent, I lead with Deoxys. She leads with Registeel, so this is actually not really a favorable matchup for us. It may seem like it because we have counter, but Registeel is so bulky, and he gets off Flash Cannons fast, so it's really not favorable for us, but that's okay. We'll stick around and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt, and that will not even do that much, but she'll switch into Haunter, and I should have switched out immediately, but I go for the Rock Slide. I knew this would have to claim a shield. She's not going to let the Haunter go down that easily, or at least take a lot of damage. Yeah, I should have switched ASAP before I let her farm up a lot of energy, but that's okay. So I am going to go ahead and shield this. It is a Shadow Ball, so luckily I did shield it. Just charging up to an Ice Beam. We can't get to it. Yeah, I shouldn't have let her farm Deoxys. That was definitely a mistake. I shield this one. It's going to be a Shadow Punch. So, it's okay. I should have... maybe I shouldn't have shielded that, but whatever. I think the big mistake was allowing her to farm down my Deoxys. But that's okay. It's a learning experience, isn't it? So the Shadow Ball is coming. I didn't think I could live this. I actually do live it, not by much, and I was trying to, you know, I could have went for the Ice Beam, but I was trying to farm down, but that's okay because Lock-On comes in and knocks out the Pokemon. Now the opposing Registeel comes in. Unfortunately, she gets to a Focus Blast before we do, so she's going to hit me with a Focus Blast. Yeah, the big mistake for me was definitely not switching out my Deoxys ASAP from that Haunter. You know, it just registered to me after she started like farming me down. But Azumarill comes in and we don't have enough health to be able to deal with it. So Flash Cannon's definitely not going to do enough. You know, even 2 wouldn't do enough. So she's definitely got this one. It doesn't matter what it is. So very good games, very well played. And she actually reached out on Twitter and said, hey, this was me. I battled you. GG's. So yeah, GG's. Thank you for that. And as you can see, we rank up to 9. And that will be it for this one, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.